The United Nations has decried the level of horrifying abuses as it marks 2 years of the civil war in Sudan. The Sudanese army has intensified its regaining strategic territories, but with it has come reports of abuse of civilians, as Solomon Ajizogu reports.
There have been concerns of horrifying abuses of civilians as the army regains control over strategic areas of the capital of Sudan, Khartoum, and some other regions like Al Jazeera and Wad Madani. A United Nations report reveals a pattern of systematic violence by the advancing forces in form of extrajudicial killings.
2 years into a devastating war, Sudan remains in a crisis of staggering proportions, with civilians paying the highest price. Indiscriminate shelling and airstrikes continue to kill and maim. Markets, hospitals, schools, places of worship and displacement sites are being attacked. Sexual violence is rampant, with women and girls subjected to horrific acts.
Human Rights Watch documents testimonies of some victims and survivors in Khartoum who saw some of the horrific incidents.
Civilians continue to bear the brunt of the party's disregard for human life.
The World Food Programme WFP has already suspended its services in some of the worst hit areas of the conflict, heightening fear of hunger in many areas.
In a statement, World Food Programme said that over the past 2 weeks, the violence has compelled its partners on the ground to evacuate their staff for safety. Without immediate assistance, thousands of desperate families in Zamzam could starve in the coming weeks.
Nearly half the population are acutely food insecure. Famine has taken hold in parts of Darfur and is spreading. In order to turn the tide, WFP needs access in order to reach people that have been isolated by the conflict, and we also need funding.
Amnesty International has pointed to indications of the use of toxic gases in Darfur and the use of barrel bombs, where hundreds of civilians suffered burns and respiratory complications. This follows the Sudan Army's acquisition of new weapons from Turkey.
The Secretary General is deeply concerned that weapons and fighters continue to flow into Sudan, allowing the conflict to persist and spread across the country. The external support and flow of weapons must end. Those with greatest influence on the parties must use it to better the lives of people in Sudan, not to perpetuate this disaster.
As the military in Khartoum intensify their campaign in the conflict, international and intracontinental interventions to end the crisis remains weak. Solomon Ajizogu, TVC News.